Hi, it's Jenny Jables. I'm here to do the BookTube Newbie Tag, or new to BookTube Newbie Tag. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. Hi, baby girl. Yeah. Um, this tag was created by Brenda C.5, who I think doesn't exist anymore on BookTube. But anyway, tag's been around for many years. So I'm going to attempt to do this. I have my assistant here. She's going to help. She's very good. She's a good girl. She's been to the vet almost every single month this entire year, poor girl. She was just there yesterday. Yeah, she's doing okay. The first question is, why did you start this channel? Yeah, so early 2024, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and I'm okay now. It was DCIS, which is it's kind of, it's like stage 0, very early breast cancer. So all I had to do was 2 surgeries and radiation, no chemo. So yeah, I'm okay. But yeah, cancer was really expensive. Cost me $5,000 to have cancer, even with health insurance. So yeah, why did I say? I wasn't reading. I was reading before I got cancer and during cancer and after cancer, but I don't think I was reading as much as I am now. So at some point, after the whole cancer stuff was done, there was some point where I read about like cancer and stress and trauma, like like lowering the IQ of people. And then I recently read some articles like discounting that was like a myth that was created, or faulty research that said that. But anyway, that even though it's like not technically true, that feeling of like, oh man, my brain is probably turned to mush now because of all the stress I've gone through. Something in me was like, I need to start reading. I need to start reading a lot more than I was. Or maybe just like the fear of like, well, you could die. So all these books that you haven't read yet, you probably should get to them. I started watching BookTube, and then yeah, and then eventually decided that, oh, I want to talk about books because I like books. And then yeah, and I've started reading a lot more since watching BookTube, so that's good. And hopefully my brain cells will start to come back and I'll get smarter, right? That's what we all need, to get smarter. But having cancer being so expensive was really scary. So yeah, any way that I can make some money would be great, to help me survive, because I'm pretty poor. I work for a nonprofit and I live in an affordable housing apartment because I don't make a lot of money. So I've never been good at promoting myself online and making any money from art or anything, but I keep trying anyway. Question number 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Yeah, so now I'm going to answer the question of why I'm not showing my face. That's very intentional and strategic. I don't want my face online at all. It's for safety reasons. And it's I don't know how much I want to say about that. For my own safety, I don't So I know a lot of booktubers, that's their thing, is to talk to the camera and you see their face, but I'm not gonna reveal my face. You get to look at my cat. But fun and unique things, yeah. So I wanna add my art visuals into this, and I don't see a lot of I haven't come across too many booktube slash artists combining the mediums sort of too much. So I'm gonna try to figure that out, get better at that, and have more interesting visuals than just this cute face right here. But so that's something that unique I'd like to do. I'm also gonna borrow from um, Philip, a poet reads to write. He calls himself a confessional artist, and I really like that term because that's exactly what I am. I'm a confessional artist. I always overshare, and I put a lot of trauma into my art. I mean, I put all my trauma into my art. That's just what I do. Anyway, number 3, what are you most excited about this? What did I can't even read my answer about this channel. I do want to make friends. I like talking to people who like books. So I think that's what I wrote down here. I want to make friends. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, yeah, and I'm not all in it for the money. I do want to make friends. I like book friends. Book people are cool people. They're very nice. Okay, question number 4. Why do you love reading? So there's escapism, which we all need. I need a lot of that escapism. And then there's also to cry and to feel. And yeah, so there's also that. And those are, yeah, I kind of bounce back and forth between I'm going to read this book because I want to cry. I want to feel sad about the whole world, or I want to be angry about everything. And I love that. And I love equally as much reading like fantasy to escape from reality completely. Both things. Love them. Both. Equally. Wonderful things. Number 5. What book or series got you into reading? So I started reading at a very young age, like pre-kindergarten. So I think I'm going to sort of answer this question better in a question that's later on, where I go into, yeah, like I started reading so early, I don't really remember the first books I was reading because it was that long ago. So, and then I was completely obsessed with reading all through childhood into teenage years, and pretty much my whole life I've been reading. I mean, there's been certain time periods where I slowed down a little bit, but pretty consistently was always reading. I think I read a lot more though in childhood. Yeah, just always obsessed with books. What questions? Yeah, number 6 is what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? That question feels very assertive, and I don't feel like I want to bother them with a question. So I'm just gonna skip over that one. Number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel would be the hardest to overcome? I don't like hearing the sound of my voice. It's really sounds I'm so soft spoken, and I know I'm soft spoken because people always tell me that, but then I don't consciously think that I am. But now when I play the videos back and I realize how terribly soft spoken I am, I'm like, oh my gosh. But of course, there's a reason for that. So yeah, I I hate listening to the videos. Number 8, when did you start reading? Okay, so this is where we're gonna get into some interesting stuff. So, like I said, I started reading at a very early age. So my childhood was absolutely terrible, and that's why I started reading. Anyway, so that's what got me into reading, and that's how I started reading. Next question, number 9. Where do you read? I like reading in this chair. It's very comfy. I like reading in chairs. I like reading in bed. What kind of books do you like to read? Well, I like to read physical books. I don't listen to audiobooks, and I have a few ebooks on my Kindle app, and I very rarely read an ebook, but I will sometimes for reasons, but I hate that. I like physical books. Yeah, I know that's expensive, so that is an issue. And I really love fantasy, sci-fi. Been reading a lot of YA books. I didn't get to read so much YA when I was like the age that you're supposed to read it. So now I'm kind of like rediscovering what I missed. And it's fun. Yeah, YA books are fun. But yeah, I also read a lot of, more serious stuff or whatever. Yeah, so like the last question is, what does your book collection look like? So I've got things divided into like, I got a psychology section, because later I got a master's degree in counseling and became a therapist. So I've got all my psychology books in one section. And then I got a bunch of art books because my undergrad was in art and painting. So I got a whole art section. I got a graphic novel section. I got poetry books because there was a time in my life where I went to poetry readings. I got really into poetry. I got a section on feminist books. It's still not good enough. I don't have enough feminist books, but I got a little bit of that. That's because there was a time in my life where I got really into feminist literature, and that was after going through a trauma when I was 20. And then I had to read a bunch of feminist books to kind of help me out of that. Yeah, literature therapy. It works. And then I got a bunch of YA books. I got fantasy books. I got a bunch of Brandon Sanderson books. I got some typical stuff. I got a bunch of Jeff Vandermeer books. I really like him. I like experimental, weird stuff. When I was hanging out at this place where there was poetry readings, I got into experimental music, and I was in a very experimental band very briefly, where I got to, Yoko Ono out and just be really strange. So yeah, I like avant-garde. But yeah, then I also got like, some really traditional stuff. I got Moby Dick on my shelf. I got Color Purple. There's a bunch of stuff that I know I need to get. I need to diversify out. Like I want to get some Icelandic literature. I got some stuff on mythology and fairy tales, but I want more of that. More fairy tales, more mythology. Yeah, I'm really into fairy tale retellings. I know that's kind of popular now, but I like it. And Robin McKinley, she's awesome. Just recently discovered her. So like when I find an author that I really like, I'll go and like try to read like all their books. So I have a bunch of sections that are just like this author on my shelves. Ursula K. Le Guin, obsessed with her. I'm gonna read all her books eventually. I'm making my way through them. yeah, so, alright. And I think we're going to finish this up. This is a long video, and I hope some people actually watch it. That would be great. And like, comment, subscribe. Oh, did we do good? Did we do good? Oh, this poor baby. Yeah, she's at the vet all the time, but she's doing okay. She's just got problems. So I do need help paying for her vet bills. Because she's got some medical issues. But we're taking care of them. Yeah, baby girl. We're taking care of you. Alright, thank you. Bye, BookTube.